Hi guys, my name is Alistair Taylor. I'm the head teaching professional at the PGA Golf Academy at Herons Reach in Blackpool. Today we're going to talk about the importance of being fitted properly for gapping your wedges. In my opinion, most golfers don't carry the correct loft of wedges to make sure that it's the appropriate gaps, as there is with irons of 10 to 12 yards per club, with many people just carrying pitching wedge and sand wedge that come with their set. The big problem with that nowadays is that in years gone by, pitching wedges used to be around 51 degrees of loft, 52, with sand wedges around 56 degrees. Now sand wedges have been kept around 56 degrees, but pitching wedges have been de-lofted over time to as little as around about 44 degrees. So as an example today, my current pitching wedge has got 46 degrees of loft, which then I've got some different loft with my wedges to make sure that I get the appropriate gaps. Let's hit some shots with the 4 wedges, let's look at some numbers, and maybe you can learn where there might be a gap in your bag that you could plug with an additional wedge. Okay guys, so we can see the 4 different wedges I carry: pitching wedge, gap wedge, sand wedge and lob wedge. Difference in this year is gap wedge I've gone from 52 to 50 degrees, so slightly stronger in the distance. We can see here only an 11 yard gap from pitching wedge to gap wedge, slightly bigger gap than I would ideally like to see from gap to sand, and then a good gap from sand wedge to lob wedge. Taking into account we're a bit into the wind today, I would say I normally hit the ball a little further with each of the wedges. I don't normally see such a big gap, but certainly if that was the case, I'd be looking to maybe move back from 50 to 52. But you can see there I've got some nice gaps plugged within the bottom end of the scoring part of my bag. Okay guys, so we can see from the numbers on flight scope that we've just talked about, my pitching wedge is a little bit stronger than it has been loft in the past, so a little less loft on this. So a big change for me in the last 12 months is my gap wedge has always been 52 degrees, we've now gone to 50. Has made a slightly bigger gap to my sand wedge, but that's fine. My distances are very consistent. The numbers we've looked at on flight scope, probably not quite as far as I'd normally hit it, but as we explained, into the wind today. But it still gives you a really good idea on the gap in between my pitching wedge, my gap wedge, my sand wedge and my lob wedge. Like I said earlier on, certainly for me an area that guys really miss out on. There's too many long clubs in the bag that they maybe never use in a round or use once in a round. Not only will you get a lot more full shots out of a gap wedge or even a lob wedge, but certainly there'll be more versatility around the greens and pitch shots into the green. I've been Alistair Taylor. I'm here at the PGA Golf Academy at Herons Reach in Blackpool. Give us a call. Look forward to seeing you all soon.